Exodus chapter 18, verses 1 to 27. I am reading from the New Revised Standard Version, the Green Bible. Verse 1. Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard of all that God had done for Moses and for his people Israel, how the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt. Verse 2. After Moses had sent away his wife Zipporah, his father-in-law Jethro, to talk her back. Verse 3, along with her two sons, the name of the one was Gershom, for he said, I have been an alien in a foreign land. Verse 4, and the name of the other Eliezer, for he said, the God of my father was my help, and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh. Verse 5, Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, came into the wilderness where Moses was encamped at the mountain of God, bringing Moses' sons and wife to him. Verse 6, he sent word to Moses, I, your father-in-law Jethro, am coming to you with your wife and her two sons. Verse 7, Moses went out to meet his father-in-law. He bowed down and kissed him and asked after the others' welfare. And they went into the tent. Verse 8, then Moses told his father-in-law all that the Lord had done to Pharaoh and to the Egyptians for Israel's sake, all the hardships that had beset them on the way, and how the Lord had delivered them. Verse 9, Jethro rejoiced for all the good that the Lord had done to Israel in delivering them from the Egyptians. Verse 10, Jethro said, blessed be the Lord who has delivered you from the Egyptians and from Pharaoh. Verse 11, now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods because he delivered the people from the Egyptians when they dealt arrogantly with them. Verse 12, and Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, brought a burnt offering and sacrifices to God. And Aaron came with all the elders of Israel to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law in the presence of God. Verse 13, the next day Moses sat as judge for the people, while the people stood around him from morning until evening. Verse 14, when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he was doing for the people, he said, what is this that you are doing for the people? Why do you sit alone while all the people stand around you from morning until evening? Verse 15, Moses said to his father-in-law, because the people come to me to inquire of God. Verse 16, when they have a dispute, they come to me, and I decided between one person and another, and I make known to them the statutes and instructions of God. Verse 17, Moses' father-in-law said to him, what you are doing is not good. Verse 18, you will surely wear yourself out, both you and these people with you, for the task is too heavy for you. You cannot do it alone. Verse 19, now listen to me. I will give you counsel, and God be with you. You should represent the people before God, and you should bring their cases before God. Verse 20, teach them the statutes and instructions, and make known to them the way they are to go and the things they are to do. Verse 21, you should also look for able men among all the people, men who fear God, are trustworthy, and hate dishonest gain. Sit such men over them as officers over thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. Verse 22, let them sit as judges for the people at all times. Let them bring every important case to you, but decide every minor case themselves, so it will be easier for you, and they will bear the burden with you. Verse 23, if you do this, and God so commands you, then you will be able to endure, and all these people will go to their home in peace. Verse 24, so Moses listened to his father-in-law and did all that he had said. Verse 25, Moses chose able men from all Israel and appointed them as heads over the people, as officers over thousands, hundreds, fifties, and tens. Verse 26, and they judged the people at all times. Hard cases they brought to Moses, but any minor case they decided themselves. Verse 27, then Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went off to his own country. Exodus chapter 18, verses 1 to 27. I am reading from the New Revised Standard Version, the Green Bible.